If you have been looking for a vacuum either for your professional barber shop, hair salon, or even in professional boutiques, kitchens, and other small businesses, this brief video review is for you. Also, if you have been looking for actual customer ratings, which we feel in this case are profound, considering what we are currently witnessing as an almost perfect current customer rating, as you may be able to see briefly for yourself in this brief video, or if you go and click on the links provided below in the video description, this brief video review is for you as well. This brief video will be a brief review of the featured EyeVac Pro Touchless Stationary Vacuum. There are links provided at the bottom in the description of this featured video that will take you to the official page that you see on your screen here. If at any time you would like to visit the official page that you see on your screen for yourself and take a look at the information more in depth, or if you would just like to follow along with us on your own, all that you have to do is just click on the links provided below to be taken to the official page for the featured EyeVac Pro Touchless Stationary Vacuum. Now, there is much information on the page that you see on your screen. In this brief video, we will go over and touch on the points and portions of the page that we feel will be of most interest to you. So, one of the main points that we want to briefly go over here, which is one of the main reasons we wanted to do this particular review, is that currently, out of a 5-star rating, the featured EyeVac Pro Touchless Stationary Vacuum currently is getting a 4.8 out of a 5-star rating, which we feel is a very fantastic rating. As you can briefly see here, that out of what is currently 5,354 actual customers that have rated them, most were satisfied and gave a 4 to 5-star rating. And what really caught our attention about the featured EyeVac Pro is that currently 88% of the customers actually give it a 5-star rating, which is one of the best that we have seen on any particular product that we have reviewed so far. Remember, when you get to the page that you see here, you can take a look at the ratings and reviews for yourself as well, and remember that these are actual customer ratings. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll through this portion of the page. Also now, as we briefly scroll over the portion of the page that shows the look and design of the featured EyeVac Touchless Stationary Vacuum. And in our opinion, the design and look of the featured stationary vacuum can actually make whichever room that it is going to be in look better. Also, as you may be able to briefly see here, that it is very compact and does not take up a lot of space. Also, as you can briefly see here, there are different colors to choose from here as well. Now, briefly take a look here at the different parts or sections of the featured touchless vacuum. And you can see the canister, what is called the pre-motor filter, the lid, the inlet, the infrared sensors, the exhaust filter. And now here, we can briefly see the different modes, and the on and off switch here as well. Also, we think that it is important to mention, as you can see here, you are to sweep the hair to the touchless vacuum, and the sensors are said to detect the sweeping motion and the suction is said to activate. Also, there are more videos on the official page that you can watch, to give you a better idea of what the featured touchless vacuum may be able to do for you, and how you may be able to benefit from it as well. Just take a look, as we briefly scroll through this portion of the official page here. Once again, be sure to click on the links below in the video description to take a more in-depth look at all of the information for yourself. So now, what we will briefly touch on and go over in this portion of our brief video will be some of the details of the featured touchless stationary vacuum. And as you can see here, it is said to be fast and powerful, and you can briefly take a look at some of the descriptions of this here as we scroll. Also here, you can see that it is said to be convenient, and you can briefly take a look at some of the descriptions of this here. Also, it is said to be perfect for professional use, and you can see the brief details of this here. It is also said here that it is said to have high efficiency filters, and you can briefly take a look at some of the details here. Also here, you can see that it is said to be a touchless operation, and you can briefly take a look at some of the details here as well. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll through this portion of the official page here. Once again, be sure to click on the links below in the video description to take a more in-depth look at all of the information for yourself. Now, in this portion of our brief video, we love to briefly touch on the portion of the page that compares the featured hair clipper package with products that may be similar. And as you can see that with the current 4.8 rating, the featured touchless stationary vacuum, as it compares to similar vacuums. Also, here we would like to point out the EyeVac Pet Touchless Stationary Vacuum, which is said to be for pets, which we also have the link to below in the description as well, and we will also be doing a review on it as well. But, with that being said, you can take a look at the ratings here, as we briefly scroll though. Also, we don't want to forget what we feel is one of the main points of the page, which is the customer questions and answers portion of the page here. And you can briefly take a look at some of the questions and concerns that customers have, and how these concerns are addressed as well. And also here, you can see that there are some customer images and more featured here, in this portion of the page as well. Just briefly take a look here as we briefly scroll through this portion of the official page. Once again, be sure to click on the links below in the video description to take a more in-depth look at all of the information for yourself. Now, make sure that when you get to the official web page that you see on your screen by clicking on the links below in the video description, that you pay particular attention to all of the information that is presented on the page, to give you a better idea of what the featured EyeVac touchless, stationary vacuum may be able to do for you, and how you may be able to benefit from it as well. Also, make sure that you pay particular attention to the current ratings and reviews from actual customers, and you can also click on these to take a more in-depth look at all of them as well, when you get to the official page that you see here on your screen. Once again, we would like to thank you for watching our brief video review. If you have found that the information presented here in this video was helpful and insightful to you, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Remember to click on the links below in the video description to go to the official web page that you have seen on the screen in this video to get more information and see more, if you decide to choose the featured EyeVac Pro Touchless Stationary Vacuum.